This exciting program featuring Walt Disney's Aladdin is brought to you by the people at Dannon Yogurt, makers of Dannon Sprinklins, the fun low-fat yogurt for kids. Aladdin, the classic tale from the Arabian Nights set in mythical Agrabah. A resourceful youth named Aladdin dreams of escaping his street life existence. Aladdin discovers a magical lamp in the Cave of Wonders, and with the help of a powerful genie, tries to win the love of Princess Jasmine and save the kingdom from the evil Jafar. At the heart of this great story are great characters. Heroic characters like Aladdin, evil characters like Jafar, and characters who make you laugh out loud. You'll learn how the animators combine different qualities called character elements to create unforgettable characters who bring animated films to life. In this program, you'll also see 4 basic visual stages an animated film like Aladdin goes through on its way to completion. Let's start by looking at the stages in the animation process. The first stage is called the storyboard. This is where the entire script is visualized through still drawings, like in a comic book. Here, the characters are unpolished sketches without the dimension they'll have later.
Jafar?
Oh, Princess. How may I be of service to you?
The second stage is rough animation, where preliminary sketches are animated. Animation is where individual drawings are filmed in a way that makes them seem to move. This stage gives us a sense of how the characters will move and act. Here the characters are beginning to look more like they will in the finished film.
Jafar?
Oh, Princess.
Jafar, I'm stuck.
How may I be of service to you?
In the cleanup stage, the drawings are smoothed out and effects like shadows, smoke, and feathers are added to create the illusion of three-dimensionality. This gives the characters a crisp, well-defined look, almost like the finished product.
Jafar?
Oh, Princess.
Jafar, I'm stuck.
How may I be of service to you?
Finally, with the addition of color, we have full animation, the way the scene appears in the movie.
Jafar?
Oh, Princess.
Jafar, I'm stuck.
How may I be of service to you?
As you watched the stages of the animation process, you saw that while details were refined at each stage, the character had a distinct personality from the very beginning. That's because the animators begin drawing only after they've explored the different elements used to create characters with distinct personalities. Like the animators, when you create characters of your own, you'll want to pay attention to character elements like physical appearance, what a character looks like; movement, the way a character moves; actions, what a character does, and also how others react to what they do; voice, how a character sounds; self-expression, what they say. Now, with the help of Aladdin, his friends, enemies, and creators, you'll see how selecting and combining character elements is the key to creating characters who are exciting and just plain fun to watch. Lesson 1. An important element in creating and understanding characters is their appearance. Animators give characters life through their drawings. That's why choosing the right supervising animator for each character is important, as Ron Clements, Aladdin's co-director, explains.
We have cast the animators very much like actors, and each animator, each supervising animator specializes in a particular character.
Jasmine's supervising animator, Mark Henn, didn't have to look far for inspiration.
I ended up basing a lot of Jasmine on my younger sister. And I carry a picture of her high school graduation in my wallet.
The look of most of the characters in Aladdin was influenced by 15th century Middle Eastern architecture. That's why Jasmine is drawn with smooth and curvy lines to show that she fits in with the world around her. But one character was drawn to show he didn't fit in, as Jafar's supervising animator Andreas Deja explains.
With Jafar, I really went the opposite and chose a lot of straight lines rather than curved lines and angularity to just offset the character from the rest of the cast.
Parts of a character's personality can also be revealed by the colors around them. Co-director John Musker explains how color was used in Aladdin.
There's a color palette in this film where Richard has worked out where good is blue and sort of evil is red, and he has the various poles in between, and there's a sort of battle between the cools and the warms, and Aladdin has a blue vest, and the monkey has a variant of that, and the genie is blue, and on the other hand, Jafar, the villain, is in blacks and reds, and his sidekick Parrot is in reds, and they sort of oppose each other through the film.
Jafar even lives in a secret place where the scary colors make us feel frightened. He wears shades of black and red, harsh, bold colors that reflect his inner evil. While Jasmine is surrounded by bright, colorful gardens, the light rooms of the palace, and warm, soft shades of blue. Remember, the filmmakers chose blue as a symbol of goodness. Color is so significant that when Jafar seizes power, all the colors change to dark and threatening ones, reinforcing the feeling that evil rules the land. And when Aladdin defeats Jafar, the warm, happy colors return, showing that goodness has triumphed. We'll pause here so you can discuss how appearance is important in creating and understanding characters. Lesson 2. An important element in creating and understanding characters is the way they move. When we first met Aladdin, he's on the run from the palace guards with moves that show his youth, strength, and incredible vitality. Supervising animator Glenn Keane had a very special inspiration for Aladdin's energy.
One of the main inspirations for Aladdin was Hammer and his just energetic movement, especially in the You Can't Touch This. We watched that constantly, and it really inspired the artist to get that kind of action in the opening sequence where Aladdin is running through the streets.
Movement is just one of the ways we get to know Aladdin, but it's the only way we get to know the magic carpet. Inside the Cave of Wonders, Aladdin and Abu meet a new and unusual friend. Although the magic carpet can't speak and doesn't even have a face, the animators were able to give him plenty of personality. Co-director Ron Clements knew this would be a true test for the animators.
Well, the magic carpet is a rectangle, so really the challenge is to see how much personality you can get with a rectangle that doesn't speak. And it's a real sort of exercise in animators' skill.
That skill produced a magic carpet that with movement alone can be shy, sad, excited, and enthusiastic. We'll take another break here so you can talk about how movement is important in creating and understanding characters. Lesson 3. An important element in creating and understanding characters are the things they do and how others react to them. A good example of this is the time in the marketplace when Aladdin jumps in front of a dangerous sword to save Jasmine, showing us he's very brave.
Do you know what the penalty is for stealing?
No, no, please.
Oh, thank you, kind sir. I'm so glad you found her.
Later in the story, Jasmine's actions show us that she won't be bullied.
Unhand him. By order of the princess.
Sometimes we can learn about characters by the way others react to what they do. When Aladdin takes the action of giving his bread to the children, the usually selfish Abu reacts by giving up his bread too, showing us that Aladdin has a positive effect on others. We'll stop here while you consider how what a character does and how others react to what they do is important in creating and understanding characters. Lesson 4. An important element in creating and understanding characters is what they sound like. A character's voice is so important to an animator that it can even determine what they look like. That's the way it worked with Iago, as supervising animator Will Finn explains.
And when they cast Gilbert Gottfried, I mean, that really dictated what this character was going to look like. I mean, Gilbert's delivery is so specific, with the shut eyes and the big mouth and the teeth showing all the time. That really dictates that we've got a parrot who's a little diminutive guy with a big mouth, great big teeth. His eyes are shut, and he's always gesturing with this frustration and pent up anger.
I can't believe it. I just don't believe it. We're never gonna get a hold of that stupid lamp. Just forget it. Look at this. Look at this. I'm so ticked off that I'm molting.
In Jafar's case, the sound of his voice can alert us to his true intentions.
And my next sequence was the confrontation with Jasmine, the princess. She comes charging into his headquarters and says, "How dare you arrest Aladdin? What's going on here?" And, "Oh, princess, I'm so sorry." And he's trying to be sympathetic, but he is lying through his teeth, you know, and all that oiliness comes out.
He didn't kidnap me. I ran away.
Oh, dear. Oh, how frightfully upsetting. Had I but known.
What do you mean?
Sadly, the boy's sentence has already been carried out.
What sentence?
Death.
In addition to the voice, there's another kind of sound that helps us get to know a character. Music. Music works on our emotions, influencing whether we think of a character as bad or good. Listen to the sweet melodic theme playing as we watch Jasmine. And a song can tell us things about a character at the same time it's stirring our emotions, like the excitement we feel as the words introduce us to... Let's pause again while you share your thoughts on how the way a character sounds is important in creating and understanding characters.